Originally laid as a 3-foot narrow gauge line, the Cincinnati and Eastern Railway was created to connect Cincinnati, Ohio to Portsmouth, Ohio by rail. Beginning in Cincinnati, the line ran east through small towns and villages like Batavia, Mount Orb, Sardinia, and Peebles before ending in Portsmouth. Known for its numerous twists, sharp curves, and frequent grade changes, the line earned the nickname the P-Vine. Throughout its early years, the railroad underwent several name changes and owners. In 1901, the Norfolk and Western Railway purchased the line and undertook the major task of converting it from 3-foot narrow gauge track to the standard gauge track measuring 4 feet 8.5 inches still used today. While the conversion improved safety, early engineers did not fully account for the additional weight and increased stress on existing infrastructure. As a result, several accidents occurred. One of the most significant took place on October 17, 1884, when an eastbound passenger train crossed the East Fork of the Little Miami River Bridge just beyond the Batavia Depot. The bridge failed under the train, causing a derailment. The Gilded Age, which occurred from the late 1870s to the late 1890s, was a period of significant economic growth for the United States. The nation rapidly expanded its economy into new areas, particularly heavy industry, including factories and railroads. With this new infrastructure, rural towns like Sardinia boomed. Freight and goods could be transported more easily across regions that were previously difficult to traverse. Passenger trains also created new opportunities for employment, travel, and leisure. Affluent Sardinians, such as Stephen Fikey and George Kennedy, played key roles in bringing the railroad to town. Like-minded businessmen and landowners recognized how the railway would benefit both their personal interest and the broader community. George Kennedy, owner of the Kennedy Feed Mill, donated the adjacent land to the mill to help build the new railroad. This block of land is located in the current area of Sardinia Ready Mix. This area quickly became the town's main hub for the railroad, with the Sardinia train station serving as the central point of transportation and commerce. Most freight transactions took place here, and it was where passengers boarded and disembarked. This junction was also the location of a rail line that ran north, hauling materials to and from Hillsboro, Ohio. The line began operation in 1905, crossing the White Oak Creek before heading towards Murraystown and beyond. When State Route 32 was constructed in the early 1980s, a large steel train trestle was built to carry the tracks over the highway. The last train to operate on this Hillsboro line ran in March of 1987, and the trestle was removed a few decades later. Another short-lived line in Sardinia was the Ohio River and Columbus Railway, built in 1903. It started in Sardinia and ended in Ripley, Ohio, nicknamed the Relief and Comfort. It was 24.6 miles and only operated for 14 years. One of the most tragic events to occur in Sardinia happened on April 6, 1958, Easter morning at 2:05 a.m., when locomotive number 99 sideswiped locomotive number 94. Freight train number 94, moving eastbound, was pulling 52 cars and a caboose when it attempted to pull onto a siding, a short stretch of track used to store rolling stock or allow trains traveling in the same direction to pass. Unfortunately, train number 94 was not completely on the siding when it was struck by train number 99. The impact of the collision was heard and felt for miles. Train cars landed just feet from residential homes, and when the locomotives turned on their sides, fuel lines ruptured, and locomotive number 99 burst into flames. Derailed locomotives and freight cars were scattered across the east side of Sardinia. David Jordan, a longtime Sardinia resident, recalled his experience that night. He was in high school at the time. David was playing basketball late into the night with friends when they heard the crash. As the only one in the group with a car, David was asked to drive to get the town's doctor and alert authorities. Tragically, engineer Leon Schock and fireman F.E. Spence of train number 94 were killed instantly, while brakeman Ralph Hunter of train number 99 died a few days later from burns sustained in the crash. 4 other crew members were injured. A quarter-mile of track was destroyed, and the cleanup of the wreckage took 3 weeks. While the Sardinia station no longer stands, the legacy of the Peavine endures. The Cincinnati Eastern Railroad now operates the 69.8 miles of track running from Mariemont, Ohio to Peoples, Ohio, hauling gravel, corn, and other goods. While the remainder of the route south to Portsmouth is still intact, it is currently out of service. The rails in Sardinia are still very much in use today, with improvements being made in 2025. Though passengers can no longer travel by train, you can still see men working in the rail yard and hear the whistle of a train echoing through the town.